Thank God you came. How many more days could I wait? Make plans with you, and I won't let them fall through. I think I lie for you. I think I die for you. Jealousy cry for you. Do things when you want me to. Like control. Yeah, like control. Don't work like that when you love somebody. My old flex is my new flex now, and we're working on it. That's why I need all the energy that you bring to me. My last girl would tear me apart, but she never wanna split a thing with me. But when it comes to you, I think I'd lie for you. I think I'd die for you. Do things when you want me to.
Immigration kidnapping hoax. Now they were so bold till they made a GoFundMe. Her kids and her, and then guess what happened? She's shopping in the mall. Shopping in the mall, y'all. Immigration GoFundMe hoax. Kidnapping. That's what the children thought. And the kids was in on it because they were the one that raised the GoFundMe. Let's just say.
Now at 4, a South LA woman accused of staging a fake immigration kidnapping is now facing federal criminal charges. Good afternoon. This is the KTLA 5 News at 4. I'm John Finolio. She allegedly claimed she was being held in a facility near the border, but the Department of Homeland Security says they found her at a mall in Bakersfield. KTLA's Sarah Welch joins us from South LA with the story. Sarah.
Hey, John, good afternoon. The Department of Homeland Security says Julie Calderon made this whole story up, that it was a hoax, that she blamed federal agents while stoking fear in the community.
Free Julie now!
Back on June 30th, family and friends of Julie Calderon claimed she was kidnapped in this Jack in the Box parking lot off Alameda in South LA by federal agents or people working with them.
Ununiformed men in unmarked cars kidnapped Julie.
But the U.S. Attorney's Office says that was a lie. In its criminal complaint, they say these are photos of Calderon, a citizen of Mexico, on June 25th, parking her Toyota in the fast food parking lot, getting out and then walking across the street to get into another vehicle at this gas station and later driving away. Days went by and the family set up a GoFundMe to help find her, and they also filed a missing persons case with LAPD.
She was taken straight from here to the border and pressured to sign self-deportation paperwork.
Calderon claims she used another person's cell phone to say she was taken to a warehouse at an unknown location. But federal investigators say that was also a lie. And when we asked LAPD, all they would tell us is that they had closed the missing persons investigation. Federal investigators say Calderon was never in federal custody. And on July 4th, they located her with this woman at a parking lot in Bakersfield. Investigators say she stuck to her story. She'd been kidnapped. And these are photos investigators say Calderon created to make it appear as if she was in custody and being mistreated. But the U.S. Attorney's Office says she orchestrated the phony kidnapping to generate public sympathy and solicit donations. Now, the U.S. Attorney's Office released this statement saying dangerous rhetoric that ICE agents are kidnapping illegal immigrants is being recklessly peddled by politicians and echoed in the media to inflame the public and discredit our courageous federal agents. He went on to say, in terms of this case, all those involved will face the full consequences of their conduct under federal law. Now, Calderon has lived in LA for more than 20 years. She's charged with conspiracy and making false statements to federal agents. So far, no one else has been charged in this case, but the U.S. Attorney's Office says this case is ongoing. We did reach out to Calderon's family. And
videos of ICE raids, and more specifically, the tactics ICE agents are using, have sparked debate and protests nationwide. To answer a few questions about the laws and procedures governing these arrests, I'm joined by Rutgers law professor Rose Cuisin-Villazor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
To start, what does ICE need to present when making an arrest?
ICE agents, ICE officers have jurisdiction only over non-citizens. That's under the Immigration and Nationality Act. So in order for an ICE officer to be able to, let's say, enter someone's private property, they need to have a judicial warrant that's signed by a judge. that's quite difficult to get. More often than not, ICE officers have what's called an administrative warrant. And an administrative warrant is a warrant that can be obtained from a supervisor within the Department of Homeland Security. And so the Fourth Amendment and the Immigration and Nationality Act provides these guidelines as to the steps, the protocols that ICE officers need to follow in order to be able to do a lawful search of a private property or of an individual that they want to arrest, also within, located in a private property.
And so do they have to then identify themselves, and can ICE officers cover their faces during these arrests and raids?
Yes, they need to identify themselves. Every ICE officer should have an identification that tells the non-citizen who they are. As to what we're seeing today, reports and videos of ICE agents that are masked, I myself am stunned by what we're seeing. I know that some of my colleagues who practice immigration law have said that this has happened before, where ICE agents would cover themselves in a mask and also not identify themselves. But we haven't seen this type of the volume of interactions between ICE officers and individuals. So this, to me, is different. It's new, and it's concerning because it's scary for people to be approached by masked men and women and be taken away from their communities and from their loved ones.
And so then these masked agents that we're seeing a lot of in these videos that are kind of going viral online, what do we know about who they are?
That's a problem. We don't know who they are, right? And that's what's so frustrating and concerning and worrisome. Because on the one hand, as I shared earlier, it's been the case that ICE officers, as it turns out, would have been making arrests previous to this, wearing masks and not identifying themselves. So that has happened in the past in primary.
So should this lady, that immigrant was posing like she was kidnapped, I mean, what would you do? What would you say? Should I send her back home or what? Because she certainly committed a crime. So Shannon Sharpe allegedly was fired. So let's just see what happened. Earlier this month, Shannon Sharpe reached a settlement with a woman who accused him of SA. The Pro Football Hall of Famer had stepped away from his television duties to address the lawsuit, which was filed in April in Nevada. The woman ID as Jane Doe sought $50 million in damages, alleging Sharpe assaulted, battered, and manipulated her during his thing. Wait a minute. Let's go all over. The woman ID as Jane Doe sought $50 million in damages, alleging Sharpe assaulted, battered, and manipulated her using his fame during what she described as a controlling relationship. So, you guys ain't never learned. This girl right here, she recorded him and it seemed like she baited him and he fell for the bait again. Sharpe was finally fired from ESPN, you guys. He's fired. $50 million in damage. Turns out Shannon Sharpe wasn't so sharp at all, you guys. No. Bro got financed by someone that wasn't alive when Martin was on TV. That's just how young this girl is. He should have know better, y'all. He should have known better. Sharpe, you're not sharp at all. But he said, today I have decided to retire. Thank you for the incredible support you're shown me over the past few years. This community has given me a life I could have never imagined. $50 million. I know that hurt. Ouch. Boy, I'd be glad if I got $1 million. I'll still be active on social media, he said, and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter. I love you all forever and ever. So turns out, Shannon Sharpe, you went sharp as you thought. You let a child finesse you.